Namaskara. In this video, I'm giving some tips on Vibhakti usage in spoken Kannada. So we have been seeing videos related to nouns and Vibhaktis. So this video is on some tips that you can make use of in how you can use Vibhaktis in your sentences. Okay, there is a prerequisite to watch this video. It's not like a prerequisite. If you watch these previous videos, then this particular video will make more sense to you. Okay, if you already know Vibhaktis, pronouns, nouns, then you can obviously watch this video and benefit from it. Okay, so what is the prerequisite? My previous videos, these 6 videos that are there in my YouTube channel, you need to watch them in the same order. The pronouns and vibhaktis in Kannada, noun declensions in Kannada, ending masculine vibhakti examples in Kannada, ending feminine vibhakti examples in Kannada, ending neuter vibhakti examples in Kannada, and a ending vibhakti examples in Kannada, and u ending vibhakti examples in Kannada. So this video that we have is a follow-up to this. All my subsequent videos will also be on examples, follow-up to the concept of vibhakti, pronouns, and nouns. So being able to understand the context will be better for you to benefit or to extract the best out of the content of the video. Okay, first usage tip is this annu, which is the second vibhakti. In spoken Kannada, it will be used as anna, not annu. Okay, pustakavannu kodi is what you should say, but they will say pustakavanna kodi. Pustakavanna kodi. They'll just say pustakavanna kodi, like that. Give the book. Ninnannu keltini. I am asking you. They'll say ninnanna keltini, not ninnannu. So this is something that you have to remember. This is very typical in TV serials. If you are trying to follow TV serials, zannu will be anna. So just be aware of it. And then in most sentences, annu may be omitted. It is needed only if the is used in the English sentence. For example, he cut the tree. There annu is needed. Avanu maravannu kadidanu maravannu, right? But when we say he cut a tree, then you don't need anything. Avanu mara kadidanu. Okay, so anu is needed to emphasize on the object. Anu is always used on the object of a sentence. You know, there is a subject of a sentence, object of a sentence, right? Object is something that is being acted on by the subject using the action. Whatever is the action, whatever is the verb. Okay, so he cut the tree. So tree is the object which is being acted on by the subject, which is he. Okay, subject is always in the Prathama Vibhakti. Object is in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Okay, this is the direct object. Indirect object will be in the Chaturthi Vibhakti. Okay, now then simple sentences with subject, action, and object will definitely need annu. So if you have a simple sentence like this, then you will always need annu. But if it's a complex sentence, you may not need annu. Okay, just remember that. Example, um, Ramanu, right? Rama, Sitayannu nodidanu. Rama saw Sita. Here, Sitayannu nodidanu. You don't say Rama, Sita nodidanu. It will be very broken. So, Rama, Sitayannu nodidanu is the right way. Okay. Object in a sentence uses annu vibhakti. Okay. So this is the tip on the annu. Next is the tip on the Chaturthi vibhakti, the fourth vibhakti, which is gay, right? Nanu shalege hogtini. I am going to the school. Colloquially, you can drop the gay. Nanu shale hogtini is absolutely fine. Nanu shale hogtini, nanu market hogtini, nanu office hogtini. For all these English words, right? You don't need to put gay. Okay. So when you want to give name to something, you use fourth vibhakti. For example, Namma has a project. Ge ಏನು ಹೆಸರು ಇಡೋಣ? What shall we name our new project? There you will say project K. One more example. ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಹೆಸರು. ಅವರಿಗೆ. To him, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಹೆಸರು. He has a good name in the industry. How you say this in Kannada? ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಹೆಸರು. To him, there is good name. So in those places, K is used. The verb give is always associated with the fourth vibhakti. Whenever you have a sentence with give verb, you will always have a the chaturthi vibhakti being used. So ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಮಗನಿಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ. I gave money to my son. Similarly, the verb go is always associated with the fourth vibhakti. ನಾನು ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. I am going to the temple. Okay, one more slide on the usage of K in the fourth vibhakti. When a thing is coming towards you, the thing could be anything, okay, object or an emotion, whatever. But if it is coming towards in your direction, you should use the fourth vibhakti. Example, ಆ ಚೆಂಡನ್ನು ನನಗೆ ಎಸೆ. ಚೆಂಡು is ball. Throw that ball to me. ಎಸೆ is to throw. Okay, ಆ ಚೆಂಡನ್ನು ನನಗೆ ಎಸೆ. To me, towards me. Throw that towards me. That's why ನನಗೆ. Okay, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದುಡ್ಡು ನನಗೆ ಕೊಡಿ. Give me some money. Okay, emotions and feelings are associated with fourth vibhakti. ನನಗೆ ಕೋಪ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Anger is coming to me is what you are literally saying. But what it means is I'm getting angry. ನನಗೆ ಹಸಿವು ಆಗಿದೆ. Hunger has become of me. I am hungry. ಹಸಿವು ಆಗಿದೆ. Okay, then ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಭಯ ಆಗಿದೆ. Fear has become of her. She is afraid is what you want to say. So in Kannada, that's how you have to say. When you want to say she is afraid, so you should say ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಭಯ ಆಗಿದೆ. You should not say avalu baya ide, wrong. Right? You should say ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಭಯ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಹಸಿವಾಗಿದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಕೋಪ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So remember that, very important. Wanting, liking, hating actions are related to fourth vibhakti. ನಿನಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು? What do you want? Right? ನಿನಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು? When you want to say what do you want, ನೀನು ಏನು, you should not start off with ನೀನು. You should say ನಿನಗೆ straight away. ನನಗೆ ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಬೇಕು. I want sugar. ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಸಿಹಿ ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟ. She likes sweets. You should not say she likes sweets. Try to convert it literally by just doing an English to Kannada word by word translation. You should not say ಅವಳು ಸಿಹಿ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡುತ್ತಾಳೆ. That's also possible. ಅವಳು ಸಿಹಿ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡುತ್ತಾಳೆ. ಇಷ್ಟಪಡು is to like. But that is not the normal way of saying. Normal way is ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಸಿಹಿ ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟ. ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಸಿಹಿ ಇಷ್ಟ. You can say ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಸಿಹಿ ಇಷ್ಟ is the way to say it. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ದ್ವೇಷ. ದ್ವೇಷ ಇಸ್ ಹೇಟ್. ಸೊ ಅವರು ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳುವವರನ್ನು ದ್ವೇಷ ಪಡುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ. ಬಟ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ವೇ ಟು ಸೇ, ದ ಮೋರ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ವೇ ಟು ಸೇ ಇಸ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟ. ಟು ಹಿಮ್ ಲೈಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಹೇಟ್ರೆಡ್. ದ್ವೇಷ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಹೇಟ್ರೆಡ್. ಸಿಹಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವೀಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ್ವೇಷ ಇಸ್ ಹೇಟ್ರೆಡ್. ಸೊ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ದ್ವೇಷ. It means for him, lies means hatred is the literal translation of this. So keep this in mind, right? Whenever there is emotions involved, you will invariably use the fourth vibhakti. Then the next one will be the inda, fifth vibhakti. Okay, ನನ್ನಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. You will not get anything from me. ನನ್ನಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ. So this is just an example, nothing specific that I have to say. So then ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಹಾಯ ಬೇಕು. I want one help from you. So when you want a help from somebody, it will typically be the fifth vibhakti. So when a thing is going away from you, for fourth vibhakti, when a thing is coming towards you, when a thing is going away from you, or when there is separation, you should use the fifth vibhakti. Right? ನಾಳೆ ಹಳೆ ಮನೆಯಿಂದ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾಳೆ ಹಳೆ ಮನೆಯಿಂದ. Tomorrow I'm going out from my old house. ಹಳೆ ಮನೆಯಿಂದ. So ನಾನು ಆಫೀಸಿಂದ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಆಫೀಸಿಂದ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. I'm coming from the office. Okay, next one is the usage of the third vibhakti. Third vibhakti, typically tools and instruments. Whenever you're working with a tool, with an instrument, then with. As you know, third vibhakti is related to by, with, through. Okay, so tools and instruments. Example, avanu kodaliyinda mara kaditane. Right? Avanu kodaliyinda. Kodali is axe. He's cutting a tree with an axe. He's using the axe as a tool to cut the tree. There, kodaliyinda. Right? With the axe, kodaliyinda. Then ಅವನು ಕೋಲಿಂದ ನೆಲ ಹೊಡೆಯುತ್ತಾನೆ. He is hitting the ground with a stick. Stick means ಕೋಲು, right? ನೆಲ is ground. ಹೊಡೆ is to beat. So he is hitting the ground with the stick. So there in these places you will use ಕೋಲಿಂದ, ಕೊಡಲಿಯಿಂದ. By, with, through are third vibhakti. Through, How do you use it? Bridge ಇಂದ ನೀವು ಗ್ರಾಮದ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಬಹುದು. You can go inside the village through the bridge, right? So ಆ ರಸ್ತೆಯಿಂದ ನೀವು ಪ್ಯಾಲೇಸ್ ಹೋಗಬಹುದು. You can go to the palace, ಅರಮನೆ. So ಆ ರಸ್ತೆಯಿಂದ through that, by catching that road, there in the such places, through, right? You can say in the. Now one more word is used in Kannada for through, which is ಮೂಲಕ. Okay, bridge ಮೂಲಕ ನೀವು ಗ್ರಾಮದ ಒಳಗೆ, ಗ್ರಾಮದ ಒಳಗೆ means the inside of the village ಹೋಗಬಹುದು. You can go. So remember that in the. So ನೀವು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ಕಟ್ ಇಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಬೇಗನೆ ತಲುಪಬಹುದು. ತಲುಪು is to reach. You can reach our house quickly through the shortcut ಇಂದ. Because of, due to are also third vibhakti. ಅವನಿಂದ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಹಾಳಾಯಿತು. Because of him this work got spoiled. ಅವನಿಂದ, okay, because of him, right? Due to. ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮುಗಿತು. Due to you only. That's why ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ, right? Instead of ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ, by adding the lay you're giving example, just because of you only, all because of you only. ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮುಗಿತು. ಮುಗಿ is to end, ಮುಗಿತು is got finished. Okay, this function finished nicely. Then ಒಂದಿಗೆ, there is another suffix called ಒಂದಿಗೆ, which is a formal suffix for with. ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು means I have to speak with you, but nowadays the people use ಜೊತೆ. So this ಒಂದಿಗೆ is used more for written. When you see written notice, there you will see this ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ, or in news readers they will use this ಒಂದಿಗೆ. Just be aware of it, but most of the people will use ಜೊತೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು means ಜೊತೆ is with, is a direct translation of the English word with. Okay, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay, so there are some words for which you have to compulsorily use the sixth vibhakti for the word in front of, usually the pronoun in front of these words. What are these words? Hattira. Hattira means near, literally, but hattira is used when you want to say I have, you have, she has. Okay, there you don't look for the verb have in Kannada. The verb for have is hondu, but hondu is very difficult to use for normal usage. So the right way that everybody uses is hattira. So I have money, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ತಿರ ದುಡ್ಡು ಇದೆ. I have pen, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಪೆನ್ ಇದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಇದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಮನೆ ಇದೆ. Like that you have to always use ನನ್ನ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ತಿರ ದುಡ್ಡು ಇದೆಯಾ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಪೆನ್ ಇದೆಯಾ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇದೆಯಾ. Like that you should also use ಹತ್ತಿರ when you're asking somebody whether they have something. When you say ಅವಳ ಹತ್ತಿರ change ಇರುತ್ತಾ, right? Was there change ಇರುತ್ತಾ? So ಅವಳ ಹತ್ತಿರ change ಇತ್ತಾ, not ಇರುತ್ತಾ. So ಅವಳ ಹತ್ತಿರ change ಇತ್ತಾ means did she have change, right? There also avada hattira you can use. So use hattira for this have verb. Okay, now when you are using hattira in a sentence for the purpose of saying have, you have to use the pronoun in front of it. Has to be in chaturthi vibhakti, has to be in shashti vibhakti, sixth vibhakti. Nanna, ninna, avara. Okay, it cannot be in any other vibhakti. Jote is also same thing. Nimna jote nanu baralla, I will not come with you. Nanna jote banni. Right? So the pronoun in front of jote has to be in shashti vibhakti, sixth vibhakti. Okay, then the next one is prakara. Avara prakara, neenu obba mosagara. According to him you are a cheat. Prakara means according to. Nanna prakara idu ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. According to me this is a good idea. Idu ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಸೂಚನೆ. Right? In these type of things you will say nanna prakara. Nanna prakara means according to me, as far as I am concerned, is this nanna prakara. Okay, it's prakara. So typically with prakara you will put a pronoun in front of it. Nanna prakara, avara prakara, avala prakara, all of this is your sixth vibhakti. Then next one will be by the way, mosagara means a cheater. Okay, mosa madu is to cheat. Emarisu is also to cheat. Okay, these are verbs for. Emarisu is cheat. Mosa madu is also cheat. Okay, mele is actually up, but you can use it, say marada mele hakki ide. Mara is tree, marada mele, right? On top of the tree. So this marada is your shashti vibhakti, ಸಿಕ್ಸ್ತ್ ವಿಭಕ್ತಿ, ರೈಟ್. ಮರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಕ್ಕಿ, ಹಕ್ಕಿ is bird, ಹಕ್ಕಿ ಇದೆ. ಅವನ ಮೇಲೆ ಗಮನ ಇಡಿ, ಗಮನ is for concentration. Keep an eye on him or keep a concentration on him. Then you will say avana mele. This avana is your sixth vibhakti. Avanu is prathama vibhakti. He. Avana is sixth vibhakti. Okay. Similarly, ಒಳಗೆ. ಒಳಗೆ means inside. ಮನೆಯ ಒಳಗೆ ಬೆಕ್ಕು ಇದೆ. You cannot say ಮನೆ ಒಳಗೆ. ಮನೆಯ ಒಳಗೆ ಬೆಕ್ಕು ಇದೆ. Actually, mane olage is also fine. Colloquially, it is fine. But literally, it means, I mean, the correct way is to manaya olage bekkude. But you can happily say mane olage. Okay, inside there is a cat inside the house. Bekku is cat. Horage, similarly, shaleya horage. Undu dodda mara ide. There is a big tree outside the outside school. Shale horage is also fine. You don't have to. So the ya is not compulsory. But if you are using, if you have to use some vibhakti, it has to be a sixth vibhakti here for olage horage. Whereas for mele prakara jote hatira is compulsory. You have to use. Ache. Ache means the other side. Okay. Sometimes ache is used for outside also. Ache kalisi. Avarannu ache kalisi. Send him out. That's ache. Okay. ಪರ್ವತದ ಆಚೆ ಒಂದು ಸುಂದರವಾದ ನದಿ ಇದೆ. There is a beautiful river on the other side of the mountain. ಪರ್ವತದ ಆಚೆ. Okay. Okay, that was it. It is actually not an exhaustive list. There are other subtle usage tips, but if I keep on giving usage tips, the video will become too big. So this should be good enough for a start. Okay, so make use of these tips. Watch these video again and again. Then you'll be able to use the vibhaktis more confidently. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.